Mary and Joseph, a pitiful sight, so tired and dirty, they gave me a fright. Go knock on the door. Sickly or dying, what was the matter? A room in the inn, impossible chatter. My rooms were all taken, not one empty bed.
Not one empty bed.
There'll not be a room in all Bethlehem, I said, but their eyes told a story of hunger and need. I couldn't avoid them, so I tried a good deed. Now come over here. Clean the stable. Yep, you gotta clean it up. Not you, Joseph, you don't clean it. So I cleaned up the stable and cooked up a meal. We helped all we could, at least that's how I feel. For we noticed that Mary was expecting, and soon. So we prepared for delivery right under the moon. The child came so quickly, his face seemed alight, as if God had shown God's presence so bright. Joseph said softly, "It's Jesus, my friend." Joseph, say, "It's Jesus, my friend."
It's Jesus, my friend.
God sent him among us to bring to an end fear and hatred, darkness and sin. Instead, God gave light to let God's love in. My animals were calm, quieter than normal. They often were noisy and never too formal. They always were eating or else they were sleeping. The stable required continuous sweeping. But on Christmas night, they were strangely in awe at the sight of the babe and all that they saw. It's as if they were aware that God had just hushed them, had fed and watered and carefully brushed them. They knew, I believe, that God had been able to work a miracle there in that stable. We don't often see angels in flight, but on the first Christmas, they lit up the night. They appeared to the shepherds, and boy, were they scared.
Angels!
Be spared? Have you jumped the last cup on earth? Oh, boy.
Peace on earth, goodwill to all.
Was the angel's sweet song. That was their call. With a light show that dazzled all who did see, the angels hallelujah'd and sang out with glee.
And how as shepherds to see the Jesus Christ when God was perfected.
Go worship the Lord and follow his ways, and you'll find Christmas joy for all of your days.
Which way?
The shepherds, I told you, were scared and stunned. Too much hot work in the hot, hot sun? That's what they thought. That's how they exclaimed, perplexed and afraid. They loudly complained. But the angel's song calmed them, and then they believed. They rejoiced when they knew, and they were quite relieved. They went to the stable.
You stop.
They went to the stable.
They went to the stable.
They went to the stable.
went to the stable. We went to the
Okay. They went to the stable and worshiped the Lord. Okay, calm down. They went to the stable and worshiped the Lord. Then they left and began to spread the good word. The star that shone brightly led wise persons at night to Bethlehem's stable and to the manger's strange light. They came bearing gifts in worship and love, praising God for God's wonders from heaven above. The wise men were kings, and they knelt by the straw. It was the oddest of things that ever I saw. If kings bring him treasure, then maybe you too can worship with pleasure the person of Jesus who came to us all, so worthy of praise, for he brings us God's call. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Come to God for healing from strife. Come unto me, all you who labor, and I'll give you rest forever to savor.
'Twas the very first Christmas, and there in the manger, the Christ child was born. It couldn't have been stranger.
Shepherds saw angels, wise men a star. They came to see Jesus. They came afar.
They knew he was special, God's very own son. He came to the earth to love everyone.
To be worshipped, he grew up in time, the Savior, the Lord, to be worshipped each day, to be loved and adored.
And now that at Christmas we all take delight in the gift that God gave us that first Christmas night.
In the gifts we receive and the ones that we give, let us never forget it's the Christ that we live.